You've talked about improvement. You've mentioned it quite a number of times. Yeah. What skills do we require to bring about these improvements and that we also need to compete globally in the blue economy?
Okay. Now, first and foremost, if you look at education, I think if you recall the last time we were here, we talked about refocusing our educational environment. Yeah. We need to move from the traditional learning processes and bring in a lot of things. Engineering now is not just technical alone. We need to start speaking the language that will help engineers to improve their system. That means we need to do a lot of finance, we need to do a lot of commercial thinking, and we need to know really how to communicate our ideas to people so they understand what we're doing. So what this tells us is that we need to reskill. We need to reskill, we need to build capacity. We need people to see that the future is not depending on just you alone. You also must know that for you to succeed in anything you're doing, there has to be a collaboration now with stakeholders. Engineering activities now does not lie only with engineers alone. If I want to succeed, I must look at those other people that are stakeholders in it and bring them in. If you're going to do some prototype, engineers have done a lot. You see a lot of designs, prototypes on the shelves and all. But this is the time, that's one of the issues again we are looking at, R&D. Where are we on R&D and where are they? So those things that are on the shelf, I think it is time for us to learn the commercial language, begin to look at those who can help us to bring them out so that these new ideas of doing things can actually come into fore. Because if you don't upskill and develop people, they will not be able to fit into the technologies and innovations coming up. So that is very, very important. And then we also need to look at, there are standards for doing so many things, but there are also some things that work for us in Nigeria. So there are a lot of standards we can say, oh, we need to meet this international standard. So people need to be intentional in doing quality work, in measuring what they are doing, and in also making sure that tests and retesting and certifications are done. So these are things we need to put in place. And I know they are part of the lineup for the conference. I've seen some of the rundown, and I believe they are part of the things we are going to be looking at, because so many areas have to be looked at for us to achieve the goal of having this conference